Well, a high-profile Arizona sheriff who has been a big supporter of the new immigration law there and has been a frequent guest on this show says that he is now receiving death threats. All of this as Mexico's drug war heats up right on Arizona's doorstep. Just a couple days ago, we reported this to you: 21 people dead and 6 others injured in a bloody shootout just across the border last week. Meanwhile, some of these threats against the Pinal County Sheriff were from the Mexican Mafia, it's believed, and from drug cartel members. As we know, these people do not mess around. There is evidence of it right there. But Pinal County Sheriff Paul Babeu joins me now. He says he's not afraid. He's about to get on a chopper and take a look at the situation with some other sheriffs from the region and figure out what to do. Sheriff, it is good to have you back. Welcome.
Thanks, Mafia. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Tell me about these threats that you've received.
Well, it's one thing to receive a threat from angry citizens who may disagree with you. Some do disagree with our law. Most support it, however. But it's entirely different for those who are involved in criminal activity. And we have received from outside Arizona credible reports from other law enforcement entities that say the Mexican Mafia / cartels have issued a green light on me, which means, hey, go get this guy.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we saw what happened recently to a candidate in Mexico who was gunned down as he was running for office there, and that's believed to be the work of some of these groups that you're talking about. What do you do to protect yourself, and what does Arizona do to protect you?
Well, it's lawless down in Mexico, as we know, 22,000 plus people everywhere, from judges to newspaper reporters to police chiefs are being gunned down in broad daylight, and squads of police officers. Well, here ourselves, we don't have enough deputies in our county. Our county is larger than the state of Connecticut, and we have we're the police for most of our citizens here, and we don't have enough deputies to respond to our own emergencies. So the last thing I'm going to do is take those vital resources and pull them to any type of security detail. Myself, I'm always armed. I'm a cop first, and I'm just aware of my surroundings, and it's not going to change who I am or speaking out against these folks. We're going to continue to bring the fight to them. I'm working with other sheriffs here in Arizona. I proudly serve as the president of our Sheriff's Association, and hey, in the absence of the federal government securing our border, the president's promise to send us troops, still there's no plan about that. The federal government has utterly failed, and the local sheriffs and the sheriffs of America were charged constitutionally with that duty, and we're going to protect our family.
You know, you really have stuck your neck out in this, and you know, I know you believe very strongly in this law, and that it is based on federal law, and that it should be upheld in your state. But you got to be looking over your shoulder these days. I mean, these people, as I said in this intro, and as we showed, and as you well know better than any of us, they don't mess around.
They don't, and we take it seriously. More than even the threat against me, it's an affront to me as a citizen first, that these people would dare to threaten any officer. We face threats each and every day, our heroes in law enforcement, but to threaten those leaders in law enforcement is an affront to our republic and to what we stand for, the rule of law.
Sure.
And so when we're trying to enforce the law, people call us all sorts of names, which is crazy.
All right. Just before I let you go, how did you hear about this threat? What form did it come into you?
We actually had legitimate reports from other law enforcement entities. We've received a number of aggressive emails and calls and threats here locally. Okay. But this one was a credible report from a law enforcement agency outside of our state. All
right. Well, we appreciate you keeping us posted, and we thank you for joining us once again. Good to see you, Sheriff.
Great. Thanks, Mark.